want to get that to move anteriorly, okay, because it's stuck posterior. So the first position we're going to do is to try to mobilize anteriorly. I'm going to have you on your belly. Yes. I'm going to have you move close to the edge for me. I don't like to have to lean over the table. This is the way the test describes it in your book. So this is, his right side is the one that's rotated posteriorly, the one that I am working on. They have the knee bent. We're going to put some tension on the rectus femoris muscle. I'm going to put my hand on the PSIS. I want to be on the innominate. I'm trying to move the innominate, not the sacrum. And then it's just an alternation of me pushing down, pushing an anterior rotation, and pulling up on the opposite leg. So you can do a mode, you're going to sink in, you can do some oscillations, you can hold, or you can do a met. Now, as Dr. Holmes will tell you, you can go in many different directions. I'm going to choose to have him activate his rectus femoris by pulling his thigh back towards the table against this hand here. So push, pull downward into this hand. There you go. Just match my resistance. And then slowly relax.
Can you describe the MET again?
So he's trying to pull this thigh down towards the table into hip flexion. And he's going to hold 3 to 5 seconds. Sorry, you can relax. So your buttock should be relaxed. There you go. So he was trying to hold the leg for me. So I want him to let go of that glute. Now go ahead and pull your thigh towards the table. And then slowly relax. As he relaxes, I try to push him into more anterior rotation.
You told him to match your resistance. How much, or do you have, like, how much is he pulling?
Probably 50% effort, especially because he's a guy. He could easily outpower me, and then I can't keep up with him. So the idea between the, I don't know if you would argue, but what I've learned with the MET is that you're making the muscle contract the rectus femoris, which pulls them into anterior rotation. And then you're going, well, oh, sorry, scratch that, I don't want to confuse you. You're trying to contract the rectus so that once you relax the rectus, it has a natural reflex that it can't fight you for the first few seconds, so then you can pull it into more stretch. So I'm trying to push that ilium anteriorly. Any questions about that? It also says you can manipulate here, so you would find your barrier. I honestly don't do this, so I'm not going to demonstrate it because I don't feel competent. But you would find your barrier, you would get to end range, and then thrust on the PSIs. Dr. Holmes does that one, I'm not sure.
On these manipulations, because some of you are very vulnerable with SI and things like that, be careful. Those don't create problems. They don't already have a problem. I would set it up, do a light thrust, but some of these you can actually, you've got them in a really vulnerable position. You can really get some good thrust and also create more of an issue than what's there. So be careful with your thrusting on SI.
Any questions about that one?
Yeah, I have a question. So every time you relax, are you trying to pull the leg into more extension?
Yes, but that's part of the anterior rotation. So it's not just I'm stabilizing here and pulling here. I'm really trying to push the PSIs forward. You do need to take up the slack in the rectus.
Can you explain what happens again after you contract the rectus once it relaxes?
So that you're going to get a greater relaxation after a full contraction. I don't know if Dr. Holmes has a better scientific description, but that's just the way our instincts are.
Post isometric relaxation.
Post isometric relaxation. There we go. Thank
It's a
you.
legacy period.
Right.
Not just a legacy period.
Yeah.
So that's why you want to make sure you utilize that and you take up the slack. Okay, any more questions? Everyone know now we've found, we're going to switch. In all of our testing, we found positive pain provocation. We've identified that we have a posterior or anteriorly rotated denominant. Yes, make sure I don't say it wrong. So now we want to push it posteriorly. With us, so let's scoot to the edge of the table. I'm going to say his left leg is the one that we're treating. It's anteriorly rotated. I want to push it posteriorly. So I'm going to show you the way the book describes it, and I'll tell you how I do it a little differently. So when you bring your hip into flexion, remember you're going to get pure hip flexion, and then you're going to start getting posterior rotation of the ilium. So I'm going to utilize those biomechanics. I'm going to take him. I'm going to ask though, let me know if I cause any pinching pain in your groin. That means I need to adjust the position. That's a normal problem that you might have. Then I'm just going to cue him to push me away. So he's activating his hamstrings. And then slowly relax. So I don't think the book describes it this way, but I would at least stabilize here. And then you can even go more into your Thomas or your Gansland's position to be a little bit more aggressive with that. Is that okay if I show that? So I'll have you scoot to the edge of that table. That side rather. And then you can angle your shoulders so you don't feel like you're falling off the table. Same thing. And we're just getting more stabilization, so you're gonna get a more aggressive posterior rotation on the left. So you can have him push here. Slowly relax. And then you can even have them activate both if they can wrap their head around that. So I'm going to have you push on hamstrings here, and then try to lift up here so you're trying to push your legs. Get my workout for the day. Match my slowly relax. So do you think this position could be painful? Could it have been one of the positive tests? So you got to be careful with that. You know, that amount of shearing might be